Winners don't use drugs.
Hey, what's good? Raquel, thank you for joining us for this.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah. Darius.
Welcome back.
Tommy.
Yes, thank you.
Tommy, the Pignisher. And Yen's over there representing the man we just seen on film. On film. I had the balls to call this a film. Anyway.
It wasn't a film. It was punishment.
For who exactly? That's the question, depending on your taste. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me for a discussion about The Punisher in 1989. Raquel, you missed on the two more gruesome ones, because even though I didn't really particularly enjoy the Thomas Jane one as a Punisher, it still had some brutal parts in it. But this one kind of did have its brutal parts in it. I'll go down the line. I know you're a bit squeamish, Raquel, when it comes to violence in movies.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Did this one get you? Did this one
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
All right. How low budget it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think of this one, Darius? Like, compared to the other two, you would say this is pretty freaking B grade, right?
Yeah. I would say it didn't even. We didn't even need a trigger warning for Raquel. It was kind of. Well, it's kind of lame. It's a bit boring, and it used a lot of cliches. Surprisingly.
I already know. Tommy's seen this probably. This is probably what, the second or third time you've sat through this. You said, Tommy.
It was probably more than that, just because there were no Punisher movies back in the day when this first came out, and this was probably at the time the best we ever thought we were going to get. So I'd watched it a few times, but every subsequent rewatching of it, I started despising it more and more.
So it's like you had to make do with what you had at the time, because we didn't have Ray Stevenson as Punisher. I get that.
I have seen another Punisher movie before, not this one. It was the
one in Puerto Rico, right?
2004 version with
that was
John
the first one.
John Travolta. Yes.
Yeah, we covered that one 2 weeks ago. And Jens praises this movie, right? Jens, I believe you have nothing but praise for this movie, even though there are certain aspects of the movie I wouldn't expect you to praise.
Well, obviously, if you're a fucking Punisher snob like you, then fucking it's a pile of shit. But if you're not really bothered about really the backstory of the Punisher, as long as it keeps it quite similar. I don't give a fuck if his wife and kids and family members didn't get killed. If it was just the wife, I don't give a fuck. But anyway,
so what would make the Punisher for you in a movie? Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if he didn't have a dead family, what the hell would they be able to make?
So as long as they keep the storyline quite similar, which all of the Punisher films do.
Hello, Trina.
Hello.
Hey, Trina.
And so, hello, Raquel in the chat, even though you're here.
And so, I like it. If you're not too much of a snob and you're like, oh right, yeah.
No, I don't think it really has anything to do with being a snob. I mean, it's not the Punisher. That's the problem. Like this by itself is an action movie with any other title in it but the Punisher. It works.
It is the Punisher.
No, there's no aspects of his character that is the Punisher whatsoever. The number one recognizable thing about the Punisher, look on this pig's chest. is the skull. Where did you see the skull on that character? You did not see it at all. I know really what it is, Jens. Is you were just into all the big toxic female action that was in this one. Because you like that bird kicking the Punisher around and you kind of got off on it. Tell us the truth.
That was kind of what I was trying to get to, or I was talking to Jens, like, there's two women that are the villains in this, like, and that didn't seem to faze you, Jens, even though he fought a woman at the end. Spoiler: had a fist fight with a woman at the end. That didn't bother you, Jens? You weren't like, oh, this.
No, because it went. I expect it would do if a like 5'7" bear went up against a 6'4" fucking dude who's
she was she was going at him for a bit though, Jens. She was cutting him up with her blades.
Remember, she took him down the first time.
Yeah.
Well, if you remember, he chucked her on the floor and he was going to leave her because he wasn't going to like go and curb stomp a bed. But
I can't hit a woman.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
how am I going to hit a woman?
Yeah. Well, anyway, back to the Punisher film. If you don't care too much about the origins of fucking to the like precise detail to the original Punisher, it's a good Punisher film. But obviously, if you fucking want it exactly like it was released in the first edition and that Punisher, then no.
No, but Jens, you're still missing that one small point. It doesn't have to be exact. Like, look at even Punisher Warzone. Punisher Warzone wasn't exact either, but they hit it close enough to home that it felt like the Punisher all the way down to the outfit that he's wearing. This one completely missed it. Like, even the Thomas Jane one, at least he had a skull on his chest. At least there was that aspect that was relatable to the Punisher. This one had nothing relatable to the Punisher character at all.
Well, that's because it was one of them
low budget ass straight to video.
No, it was one of the Marvel films that they knew they wasn't going to stick him in fucking spandex like Slash's Avatar is with a big skull on him, and so they tried to make it more realistic because there wasn't many people in them days, they thought, that would watch a Punisher film if he was all fucking spandex with a fucking.
Well, if they thought that, they'd have been fucking insane because there would have been plenty of people who would have watched it. They were first of all, he's running around in tight leather pants anyway, so why not have a fucking spandex Punisher shirt?
Well, why don't you go see Cannon then? Why don't you get a time machine, go back to 1988 when it was done, and talk to Cannon about it? Say, yeah, Dolph Lundgren.
No, it wasn't Cannon.
Spandex.
It wasn't Cannon, I don't think.
But Batman came out this year with Keaton.
Yeah.
So
no. It was before. It was 88.
Yeah, no,
Batman comes out a year later.
Batman was 89. Right. Batman was 89. They both came out 89, but I'm pretty sure Batman came out first. But comparing this to Batman, you should.
Punisher would have. I'm sure Punisher came out before Batman.
I'd see. This was also Marvel was
in the UK
failing.
Anyway.
Marvel was absolutely failing at trying to make movies. Like a lot of their movies, they were hyped up in magazines and shit, and they kept failing. Like, right after this was Captain America, and they fucked up. And then they did what? That fucking remember we were talking about, Jens, that canceled She-Hulk movie with Bridget Nielsen.
Oh,
what?
Yeah.
And then there were and they actually had screenshots of her as She-Hulk too, or production pictures at least. And then years later, they had the shit bomb Fantastic Four movie that I don't even think they finished.
Well, what about when they did the movie of the TV show of the Hulk too? Remember they did like a standalone movie for that?
Yeah, but that was just a TV movie, wasn't it? They did.
Yeah, I think it wound up becoming a TV movie, but I think originally they actually had ideas of maybe trying to make it a regular theatrical release.
That was the one with Daredevil, right? That was where they had the guy in the black suit as Daredevil.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Also had one with Thor.
Yeah, Thor. He had the furry vest.
Yeah.
Or like a furry cape. Yeah. Yeah.
I just remember him in Adventures in Babysitting.
D'Onofrio. D'Onofrio was playing Thor.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was him.
That was a very skinny Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, pre-Full Metal Jacket.
He could have almost passed for Adam Baldwin at that point.
Yes,
if anyone remembers Adam Baldwin.
That guy was great. He was in so many good films. Predator 2, DC Cab. I mean, the list goes on and on. He may not have always been the star in them like he was in DC Cab, but he was always a really good extra in every single one of those films.
I will always remember him as Animal Mother.
Oh yeah,
he's always going to be Animal Mother to me.
Yeah, I just remember him in Firefly. First, I mean, that's the first thing I think of.
But so how does this fucking movie start anyway?
Starts off where you hear like a doom 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 sort of thing noise and that, and you see like tunnels and that, and it shows you like what the Marvel did, where they try and show you like art drawings of scenes, but it's just black and white sort of silhouettes.
It kind of reminded me of the Buck Rogers beginning. If anyone remembers the beginning of Buck Rogers,
you know what it reminded me of? Not so much just Buck Rogers, but it felt like they were doing Buck Rogers crossed over with 007.
Yeah.
They got quite a gritty feel though, because the music was really sort of like dour, where like.
A lot of the music in this movie I thought sucked. I know Tommy thought so too.
Yeah, but he wasn't undercover FBI.
Yeah, and then
he wasn't undercover FBI. He was he was just a detective, right? Or was he was a plainclothes in training or something, right?
Yep.
He came from the army, I think, and all.
Yeah. Marines.
So they got the like army sort of thing, but they made him into a cop again. Like, I don't give a fuck. So
did they even say it was New York? Was the state of New York even mentioned? Now that I'm trying to think about it.
So what if Frank Castle was part of the filth? I'm not fucking.
I thought the car said New York State.
Okay, I just saw the big sign that said state on the side of the car, and I was like, this is not what NYPD cars look like at all at any point in my life. But so we got the mobster saying that if the Punisher comes within 1,000 yards of him, he'll be the punished one. Or he's saying this to the media outside the courthouse, and then it's time for a good old Goomba party at the mansion. Oh, we're gonna celebrate. Oh, he's like, oh, play some music. I'll get some drinks. Oh,
hey, check that out. What's happening? There was some. Oh, the first kill's really good. Impressive as fuck.
Oh, through the vent. When he goes through the fucking vent.
Yeah, if you ever want to like get the surprise attack on someone whilst they're walking under a vent, secure a blade to the bottom of your boot and then just smash through the vent right into his chest.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there were some cool kills in this.
Oh yeah, that
I won't lie.
Oh yeah, that because like the audacity to fucking put it on your boot. I mean, he must.
Well, we had a lot of knife boots in this though. There was a lot of knife boots. The Yakuza girl liked the knife boot thing.
Oh yeah, there was quite because the knives are the only thing that had skulls on.
Oh, you're talking about his throwing knife. Yeah, he's all right. There you go. There's our fucking skull for the movie. He's fucking throwing knives at people. It's the same knife he's throwing over. I bet you that they only had budget for one knife. I bet you they were just using that one knife over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, don't damage
This
it.
is so low budget. It's so low budget.
Well, that's because fucking they weren't going to take a chance on it.
So
They
then
didn't-
why
they didn't
bother
do
making?
it.
Then why
It
bother
was so
making?
masculine. It was probably back in the day where you had
No,
some-
you were
Oh, you
smoking.
don't.
You gotta be
Like,
smoking crack if you're saying that because Dolph Lundgren was still making his bones in these fucking movies. This
Yeah,
motherfucker
but
was
maybe,
doing movies like Red Scorpion, I Come in Peace, all that
Well,
shit, yo.
well, maybe they was trying to sabotage fucking Dolph
Marvel,
Lundgren.
they're trying to sabotage Marvel movies. I don't know. It seemed kind of like
masculine
self-sabotage.
Marvel movies, but
It seemed like self-sabotage. But anyway, let's go
for
more
its
into the
day,
movie.
though, for its day,
For its day, it was meh.
no, there was no Punisher films out there. So.
Yeah, I know, and it's a shame that for its day, it was meh.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah,
I know you
you
did.
lived on the action.
All right, so there's two Punisher movies though where we get the opening raid on the mob. Although we don't get 40 friggin' people murdered in this scene, we only get like what about 5 or 6?
Yeah,
and you get some good kills, you know.
oh yeah. Doesn't mean really sort of has to be quiet-ish.
A lot of knife throwing and a lot of shooting.
A lot of knife throwing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, it's if you ever play any like Call of Duty games and all that shit, you have to like ghost the first few so the others don't get alerted.
Oh yeah, you're talking about stealth kills.
Yeah. Could be real stealthy for the first few, or else you can just like set off the alarms.
Well, it didn't end up too stealthy at the end when he blows up the fucking mansion.
No, because then they're all dead, aren't they? They're all dead. Well, apart from one.
No, that one guy wasn't dead because he ran out of the mansion with a knife in his back.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
and
but
you
yeah,
just
there
mean
was-
the end of the first scene, not the end of the movie.
Yeah, but that dude
Yeah.
was like tied up at the time, so
No, he
had
wasn't. His
time
arms were
to, like,
loose.
yeah, he planted some bombs. I thought it was a bit corny the way fucking he walks back in the burning building after exploding it.
And then it explodes again.
Yeah, and like there's no way he could have got out of that building.
No way.
No. It's this is the first.
Oh wait.
of many
Unless
times where he,
unless there's a sewer cap in the fucking mobster's hallway.
you know, for all the
You
explosions,
could just dive into.
which we already see here, for all the massive explosions, he always kills the last guy with the knife, the signature skull knife.
Yeah.
Well, all right. He blew up a mansion. That guy had to run out with a knife in his back. What's the point of blowing up the fucking mansion? Oh, sorry. Dramatic effect. Yeah, this movie was so dramatic.
Yeah, you know what? One of the other things that really just drove me nuts about this movie is the fact that he was talking like somebody who was spaced out in Quaaludes the whole time. I don't know why.
Like he was just there to collect a paycheck.
Yeah, he didn't really. He wasn't really engrossed into the role. It's like he wasn't really embracing the character.
He had a look on his face the whole movie like he didn't want to be there. And I don't know if the director told him to put that face on, but it really looked like he didn't want to be there.
No,
he had that face. He had the face I thought of somebody who was constipated throughout the entire process of this film.
Yeah.
I think what it was Dolph Lundgren's interpretation of being
the
depressed.
Punisher.
Yeah, being the Punisher, being depressed and having to drive around in the sewers. Because that was another thing, and all. Frank Castle didn't really drive around in the sewers, but it's a good place to drive around.
On his motorcycle.
On his motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Because this film could have been called Sewer Man.
Yeah. The Sewer Avenger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he looked like a catalog model throughout this movie, you know, like he was just modeling clothes for the Kohl's catalog, which maybe I could understand, not excuse, but I could understand if he had been a model. But Dolph Lundgren was not a model. He was like a chemical engineer.
To me, he looked like one of the T-birds from Greece grew up, and they're really depressed and living in the sewer now.
Dude, no, to me, he looked like he should have been one of the bombers in Streets of Fire.
Yeah, he would have been perfect. Although he would have had to have more grease to get up that pompadour in the front, though.
I'm just saying, like, think about it. If Dolph Lundgren was Raven going up against Tom Cody in that film, I think that fight would have been a lot better. Just saying, not to take anything away from Willem Dafoe, but I think it's a little bit more believable.
You know what? Not for nothing, that guy would have been a decent Punisher at some point. Michael Pare, that guy.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. He has that look. Wait, he's still. I guess you would say he has that pretty boy look. I guess, but he definitely has
he looks a little gruff, though. You know,
right? Yeah, he's got that rough personality and everything.
Streets of Fire, that was a whole other movie.
I
love that movie too. I love. Unlike this movie, I love Streets of Fire.
I have to say the opening scene. Well, a little bit further along with that house, that whole scene just seemed really cheesy to me.
Yeah, especially with the media running up like, "Oh shit, it's the Punisher!"
And with
the cameras on him.
The guy who got hanged up by the rope seemed really cheesy to me as well.
Wait, which part?
The one of the Punisher hanged the guy with the rope. It looked like a jump rope to me.
Oh.
In one of the last kills where there's a guy, he's walking down the stairs and that.
Yeah.
And he's one of them and he sees his mate dead. And as he's looking, I didn't find it corny because it is possible. And the Punisher just like lowers a hang rope and then just fucking pulls him up.
See, when Raquel said the rope scene, my mind immediately jumped to Punisher getting that guy through the van with a harpoon and then fucking swashbuckling his way down to the fucking concrete
zip line.
You know what? All he needed to do in that scene was say, "Hey, you guys," as he was coming down.
And that was Dolph Lundgren doing that stunt and all. So
it was.
Yeah. So there we go.
So you guys respect that?
Let's go fucking film. Just because he didn't fucking have a fucking go on his shit.
Oh, I have to say, I love the steel-toe boots that he was wearing.
Yeah, he had cool boots. I will say that. His boots look kind of like, it reminded me like more boots that like Lobo would have. But I thought they were cool.
He looked I thought he was trying out for Kiss.
Yeah, they look like those new rock boots that I used to see in the goth clubs. You know,
all he needed was like another 4 inches on the platforms, and it would have been Paul Stanley.
Yeah. Well, again, the thing is, the look in his eyes didn't look like a man who like had been broken and like reborn as this avenging angel. For all the times he says, "Frank Castle is dead."
Yeah. He's just
it looks like a guy
muttering his lines.
Yeah, well, so do you think you should get Margot Robbie to be the Punisher then?
What up, Papa Cotton?
What's up, Papa?
Yeah, Papa.
Hey, Papa.
Yeah, you're just gonna give Hollywood ideas if you fucking say that. Yeah, see, even Papa Cotton was talking about the fucked up shit on Twitter. Yeah.
Mm.
Shit happens, you know.
Are we all going to Blue Sky next, or
whatever? Am I gonna have to start a new account to do something else? I don't want to do that.
And anyway, Darius, Dolph Lundgren is not fucking hired for his acting. He's hired for his fucking masculine action ability.
He's not hired for his acting, but could you read a line coherently, please? Like once? That's fucked up too, because I've seen Dolph Lundgren do good in plenty of other fucking movies.
Name one.
I Come in Peace. Dolph Lundgren was the fucking he was awesome in that fucking movie. And you know what? He sounded like he read a script. He didn't sound like he was. Meh, 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 meh.
Well, I have to say, in this Punisher movie, he sounds very depressed more than getting
Yeah.
Yeah.
rather
Emo.
vengeful. Really,
Oh, we
Yeah.
also get the tough love scene at the end from Louis Gossett Jr. Let me in. Let me in. He's like,
And you know what? I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I can't stand this as a Punisher film. Because right there, you nailed it, Raquel. He sounds depressed. If somebody's
Well,
depressed, they're going to sit there and they're going to wallow in their misery. They're not going to be going out on the streets taking vengeance on the people that took away his family. That's not the way depression works.
yeah, he sounds like he would have slit his wrist 5 years ago, right? Because he's been
Mhm.
on the rampage for 5 years. He sounds like he would have swallowed a fistful of pills
with the
5 years ago.
Punisher, he's vengeful. He wants revenge. He's going to take anyone down that it gets in his way. Of course, he's sad, but too. But he's not really wallowing in his depression like he did in this movie.
Yeah, he's not naked meditating in the fucking sewers. That I can't say I saw a single Punisher comic where he's
No.
naked hanging out in the sewer.
No, this is Evo, the Punisher.
Yeah.
This is cut my life into
Yeah. The
pieces.
funny thing is, this was emo before emo was popular.
Yeah.
No, not true. Not true. You had that dude from
The Cure.
jeez, yeah, the
Oh
Cure.
yeah,
Yep.
that's
Robert
right.
Smith.
Robert Smith was kind of the leader of the fucking.
hmm
Also, the other fucking guy. What was his name? Morrissey. That fucking guy
Yeah.
too.
Oh, with those boots, Tommy, you're right. Yeah, this is the Cure Punisher.
Kiss
But with
Punisher.
muscles.
The Kiss Punisher.
I will always love you. I will always love you.
Yeah, he's always staring at his face like we're about to see a flashback. Of his
We do
kids.
get some flashbacks. We get plenty of
Yeah.
flashbacks of his
Thank
daughter.
God we didn't have to see the whole backstory again.
Well, we do get the backstory. We get the car exploding. I told all right. Another one where they,
Yeah, but the flashbacks,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Well,
Where
yeah,
David
yeah, but it's not the
Nightmares.
whole first act of the movie, and he's not in the FBI, and they're not in Puerto Rico,
he's
and
not
his
at
dad
his
doesn't get
full
killed.
family gathering. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Instead, it's a car bomb. It's a car bomb in this one.
yeah.
So you're implying that for the tragic backstory of his family, the origin of that gets shuffled around a little bit.
Well, okay. In the comics, it's his wife, his son, and his daughter. In this one, it was his wife, his daughter, and his daughter. In the Thomas Jane 2004 one, it was his entire fucking family on the island of Puerto Rico at a family
Right.
reunion.
And in-laws as well.
Yeah.
I always
So
thought,
good.
his original tragic backstory that his family, his wife and his two kids were tragically shot down.
Shot. During they were having a picnic in Central Park.
Yes,
having
they were in Central Park.
Their kids stumbled upon, they were flying a kite, and the kite went flying into the bushes near a mob hit.
Yeah.
And the mob saw all of them and thought they killed all of them. But instead it's just his wife and his kids.
Right.
But it was just supposed to be a picnic in Central Park. It was no fucking family reunion in Puerto Rico, taking up the whole fucking island.
Right. And it
No
wasn't
car bomb.
payback
Yeah, it
for
wasn't a car
a bust.
bomb. Yeah, none of that shit.
No, it's just crime. The fact that crime exists in the city is what killed his family.
The people who killed him in the comic books had no idea who the fuck Frank Castle was.
No.
He was just a victim of circumstance.
So what happens the next time they screw up a Punisher when they put him in the movie? Are they going to have like mob drones that like crash land over top his family and burn him alive or something?
Yeah.
Well, there's never be one. There's never going to be another Punisher film, is there? Unless like fucking it's Brie Larson.
There never will be one
Robbie
again.
Margot.
No, because they don't even want to dust off the skull now. There's no way they even want to bring that skull back up to the forefront.
Bullshit. Elliot Page is going to come back and she's going to be the Punisher.
No, she's Superman.
Oh my god. Oh my god. If you want your shit to tank, yeah, get Elliot Page as Superman. Please, please, Hollywood, please do that. God. Anyway, back to how
Flash.
back to how shitty of a Punisher Dolph is. He looks like he's on heroin. I know
he
they
doesn't look bad as the Punisher. I just don't. I just didn't really like the acting as the Punisher he did in this movie.
Okay, so you're saying you didn't buy him as the Punisher. Watching this
No.
movie, I don't yet same shit.
Mhm.
Same shit. And it's supposed to be
agree.
Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren's supposed to be this big imposing guy. They just didn't know what to do with it. I don't know.
Well, it is
I
actually
you know what? Not to take away from Dolph Lundgren, because like you said, he's done a few good things. Like even when he did Ivan Drago in Rocky, it was believable. And I think given the right person behind the scenes with the right script and the right acting direction, I think that maybe this could have been a lot better. They wouldn't have had to change a whole lot. But I mean, number one, put the damn skull on his chest first off. Number two, stop making him sound like a depressed, whiny crybaby. Like, oh my God, make him sound like he's a vengeful spirit of justice, because that's what the Punisher should be. If they would have did that, even if they screwed up his backstory a little bit, it would have been a little bit more believable as the Punisher. And I think that's where they absolutely failed, is they had people once again working on a script that had no clue who the Punisher was supposed to be, and just said, okay, here's a guy with guns who shoots down bad guys because his family got killed, and that's all they knew.
Mhm.
Also, I would add in number 3. Get rid of that fucking sidekick. Holy shit! I wanted that guy off the screen the minute he fucking popped on.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was his sidekick was some kind of dude that was really into electronics that
It's
was hiding out in the
It's
van.
supposed to be. It's supposed to be. Instead, we got a fucking a homeless British friggin' drunk guy.
lesbian.
That's thespian. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
God,
Yeah,
every scene that fucking guy was in, man. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
currently.
Yeah, you noticed he was talking in rhyme. I didn't even notice
God.
that.
It got I noticed it towards the end.
I have to say the scene where he lures the
Oh god.
trunk to him with a little patrol trunk with booze on
With
it
a bottle of
was
booze.
a little bit humorous.
Yeah. Well, because it was Punisher like tricking him into coming up to him. Like if that was Microchip, which he was not, then he should have been the one with their remote control cars, spying around the city for Punisher.
Yeah, well, they didn't want to. Yeah, I can't think of a single character either, other than the Punisher, that I remember seeing in the comics. I don't remember the Dragon Lady. I don't remember.
No.
Oh,
that was 80s cinema.
I don't remember Louis Gossett Jr.'s top character.
I mean, I think that was just the late 80s American fascination with Japan. I mean, this was when right before Black Rain came out and all that. Like with their economy was booming enough that they had our attention, but
in Japanese,
we didn't understand Japan.
Japanese, I really think so.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ninjas. Yeah. And that song turning Japanese.
Right around the time of the rise of canon with all those ninja films. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, ninjas were hot. Japan was hot, but
Are
Americans didn't know dick about Japan yet.
Are you kidding me? When I was a kid, I loved ninjas. I was part of the ninja.
I did too. I didn't know dick about Japan as a kid. And nobody in America did in the 80s. But they loved it.
There's another franchise that's already booming at this point, and it's getting ready to come to film. And it would have came to film earlier if the guy who's behind the merchandise would have had his wife. And that would have been the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And that took a lot of Japanese influence into it as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles. I remember that. With April O'Neil.
Casey Bones?
Yeah, and Casey Bones. It's real, Raquel. Just
Yeah, I have mixed feelings with the recent TMT movie.
That's not.
No,
there's a porn, a real porn.
Completely different. Yeah, legit Ninja Turtle porn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is just a side note because
Oh, you're talking about another film. Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about an actual porn parody of. Well, I don't know if it's a
A
parody. I haven't
porn
seen it.
parody of Ninja Turtles, Raquel. That's what.
Oh, I'm
Darius-
not really aware of it.
Because it's a parody. Because it's got Ninja Turtles in. It's a porn
I gotcha.
remake.
And a girl dressed up like April O'Neil, you know, doing
Oh, Neil, like
Yeah.
kneeling,
doing
Get it?
what happens in porn.
like fellatio.
Yeah. That's
Anyway, this is a Punisher movie and not a porn. There aren't really ninjas.
I will say
per
the
se
special.
either.
I will say the special. You know, the cinematography and special effects were better in 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles than in this Punisher movie.
I would say the cinematography of this was also cliche because you had later. It's not a spoiler, but you had that whole like Kill Bill ish, which was an homage. So,
Oh,
like,
you're
scene
talking
with the
about
red-
whenever they're
red.
in the Yakuza hideout.
Yeah.
Whenever they're in their headquarters. That's how
Yeah.
it goes into the tints.
Yeah, all red with the black rectangular grid of the rice paper walls. It's like, oh, I don't think Tarantino was inspired by this film in any way,
Those
which
rice,
means,
those rice
that-
paper walls become very important at the end too.
well, yeah, but if Tarantino was not inspired when he made Kill Bill from this film, that means that Tarantino's homage is this movie's cliche.
I have to say, with the cinematography in this movie, it was subpar at best.
This I don't know if this was even released in the theater. I'm not kidding. They were hyping this up like it was going to be released in the theater. And I remember even a couple of people I knew came back from the theater after seeing whatever movie they saw, and they were like, "Dude, I saw a preview for the Punisher movie." I was like, "Oh, get the fuck out of here!" And a couple of different people told me this. Next thing I know, this shit is on the fucking VHS shelf.
Yep.
By the way, the sword fighting's miles better in Punisher than it is in Kill Bill. At least you see a sword fight. You don't just see silhouettes of fucking Uma Thurman prattling around with a sword.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Like the sword, like it could have been better in my opinion than just waving a sword around like crazy.
Okay, you remember that scene we were talking about where Punisher fires a harpoon through a guy and
Yeah.
impales him against the van, and then he
Yeah.
zip lines down it while
Yes,
firing
and
his
then
machine
And
gun.
then he does a Three Musketeers on the way down.
Yeah. In that same scene, slightly after, I think someone inside a vehicle is impaled through the chest, through the windshield with like an antique katana. You know, it's this ornate
Yeah, we
Hattori
got our
Hanzo sword.
yeah we got our introduction to the Yakuza in this movie at this
Right.
point with the raid on the boat.
But I didn't know that was Yakuza yet. So I thought it was Punisher. I'm like, why is Punisher throwing antique katanas at people? You know?
All right, it says this was released in '91 in the United
Oh, they sat
States.
on it.
In the United
Okay.
States. So wait, does that mean released on VHS or does that mean released in the theater? All right, wait, hang on. The film is given a worldwide theatrical release except in the United States, Sweden, and South Africa.
Well, I was looking up the results for it, and they have results for 1989, and they say it only made like about 13 or 15 million in the States. But they said the budget of this film was about 9 million, and it actually brought in 30 million. It was like 54 million gross, and then after theater cuts, they got about 30 million. So technically, this thing wasn't even a flop. It wasn't a flop, surprisingly.
A good film. It's all of these fucking
You fucking
Marvel
apologist.
snobs now. Now
fucking
because of Iron Man and fucking and Thor and everything. Fucking like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't give a
Punisher
fuck
shit.
about Iron Man and Thor. Punisher's the character that I care about more than Iron Man and Thor.
Well, it
That's
was
just
good in
my
its
personal
day.
taste, bro. That's my personal taste.
Obviously, it wasn't as fucking good as it could have been, but it's still a good film.
And once again, Jens, we're not saying it's not a fun film in its own right. It's just not a good Punisher film.
That's what I
That-
keep
that's
trying to. That's what I keep
that's the
trying to.
problem.
That's what I keep trying to tell you, but he doesn't kind of grasp.
Well,
it.
I said if you're not fucking bothered about the Punisher's fucking
Then why bother watching it? Why bother watching it? If you don't care about the Punisher, why would you watch this movie? That's titled The
Because
Punisher.
you see the closest thing you're going to see to a Punisher film, because fucking they wasn't going to put him in fucking spandex.
It doesn't even matter with that. It doesn't even matter with
None
that.
of them have been
Jens.
spandex.
Yeah,
None
not a
of these
single one of them has
Punishers.
been spandex. It doesn't
No.
matter with
No, well that's because fucking they're like
It's
so
soy.
X-Men and all that shit and fucking
No,
Yeah, but the
X-Men,
first
what are you
X-Men
talking
movies
about,
didn't
X-Men?
have spandex either. They made fun of it in the first X-Men movie, X-Men, where he's like, "You guys
Yes,
really
this is-
wear all this black leather?" And
Yes,
he's like, "Would you prefer
It's
yellow
made during
spandex?"
Marvel's dark years in film. Yeah, when Marvel
Yeah.
couldn't get a movie made if their lives depended on it.
Mhm.
Hey, RR.
Oh yeah, Darius, I remember the Eczema Men.
Yeah, yeah, I did sound more like that when I said it. Yeah, the X-Men. Yeah, but they mock it in that movie when Wolverine's like, "Oh, you guys go outside dressed like this? Would you prefer yellow spandex?" And how many comic book fans were like, "Yes, yes, please." And 20 years later, they'd finally get it, or 10, 15.
With
you
the
know what?
X-Men
Look,
movies, you mean?
Yeah, but there's a way to get around that where it doesn't have to be spandex, but it could be something that feels more like the comic book iteration of that character. And I think one of the few examples of them hitting the costume where it's not spandex, but it's another material, but it reminds you of it, is when they did Deadpool's costume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Deadpool's costume looks fucking perfect. It
Mhm.
looks perfect.
Yeah, like it was form fitting, but it didn't look like a leotard.
I really can't think of any single Batman costume that looked top notch. I mean, the Keaton one looked cool, but like you could tell it was mostly fucking plastic armor on him. You know what I mean?
He couldn't turn his head at all because of the cowl.
I mean, I definitely won't say Adam West.
Oh yeah, no, that actually was spandex.
Clooney with the
Oh,
bat
God.
nips,
Bad nipples.
bat suit,
You beat me to it.
Cod piece.
Yeah.
including Robin as well.
You know what they needed? They needed a scene in that like they had from Waterboy, where he's like grabbing the nips.
That's the devil, Tommy. That's the devil.
So there's mob war now between the Yakuza, the Mafia, and the Punisher is thrown in the middle of it.
Oh
And
my
the
God,
Yakuza-
Yojimbo.
The Yakuza kills the Punisher, supposedly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And he died once more.
Supposedly. He died once more. Yeah, X-Men was the first Marvel movie that came out and said they were starting to get it right. And Spider.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I don't think the X-Men movies hold up as good as the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, though. Because I've gone back and tried to watch the first couple X-Men movies. And I don't know, even though, like, going back to comic book accuracy, Jens, and how I can excuse it if the movie's good enough, Jens. Just what I'm saying.
well, this fucking
Listen, wait,
good
Jens,
enough for me.
let me say the point of what I'm going to try to say here, Jens. I'm going to say that I liked the first two Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. The third was dog shit. I didn't like about the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans that this motherfucker got the web coming out of his own fucking arm instead of building it himself. That's what I didn't like. But I still enjoyed the first two movies. So comic book accuracy to me doesn't always equate to a great film featuring this character. Do you understand what I'm saying now, Jens?
Yeah, you're saying just because it isn't fucking as you fucking believe it should be like fucking.
Oh my God! You
not a
fucking
1-to-1
concrete
correlation.
skull motherfucker, you.
All I'm saying is fucking for its day and for the fucking like chance that they took on it, because the new fucking the Punisher wasn't exactly well known, and they knew the Punisher wasn't going to be fucking marketed.
No,
to
that's
kids.
bullshit. The Punisher at the time in 1989 was one of the hottest comic book characters there was. The Punisher
Yeah, it's
and
comic nerds. Yeah, it's comic
the
nerds.
Punisher and Wolverine were two of the hottest
Mhm.
comic book characters there
It's
were.
comic nerds. It's comic
Yeah,
nerds.
well, yes, but like last
Yeah,
week, Slasher said you had
and
3
so what?
simultaneous books.
Yeah, but
Well,
so what?
probably
What does that
thought-
have to do with it? What does that have
Well-
to do with it?
Well, they probably thought the Punisher, there wasn't enough comic nerds man enough to go to the cinema to watch it, and so they thought they'd have to like try and get a more wider audience. Maybe
why make it?
I don't know, but
Then why-
whatever
then
they
why make
thought,
it?
they wasn't going to put him in spandex.
Oh
No.
my God!
It-
You
it
keep
doesn't
going
need
back to the same
spandex.
fucking point over and over again that we keep saying it doesn't matter. Oh my God! Why do you keep going back to the same point?
Hey, you know what? You know what, Jens? You're a good boy, but you really got to lay off the crack. You know what crack does? Crack kills the brain cells, son. It kills the
He
brain
keeps saying
cells.
over and over again. Yeah, we don't. It doesn't matter if he's wearing spandex or not. Just get the costume right. He could have the skull on his chest, right? We're saying like Ray Stevenson was not wearing spandex, right? Correct, Jens? Right?
Could have done though. They might
Oh
have
my
done.
God! I'm not asking what did he or did he not. Just
Well,
say
no.
yes. Just say yes or no, please. Just yes or no. Yes or no.
No, it wasn't. But they could
There
have.
we go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
He could have.
This
had
is getting in. This was getting into the sake of just arguing for the
He
sake
could have
of
had spandex
arguing,
underneath that armor.
but he didn't.
You know.
We don't know. He never
Just
took
say,
his
just say
fucking
the
jacket
word.
off, did he? You
Just
never
say
see
the
him
word
without his
slasher.
fucking
Say
jacket off.
say the word, and the pignature will take off Jens' toes.
I'm
All
just.
I'm saying is, okay, the Punisher film for 1988 when it was done is fucking really good considering fucking Wakanda Forever.
Which, by the way, those toys are still rotting on toy shelves.
Yeah. So when you're thinking the Punisher film's bad, I'd rather have a bad Punisher film than a real good Wakanda Forever or a real good fucking Wonder Woman.
That's true because I could still go back and watch the bad Punisher movie. You're right.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a Black Panther movie, and I don't want to. I don't care to.
First one's all right.
I just don't care. Don't care. Even though I did see the last Avengers movie in the fucking theater, and that was the ultimate shit bomb for me. I'm like, wow, this Marvel franchise took quite a fucking turn for the worse, and it's not going to get any better.
I actually watched the Black Panther film, and while parts of it were okay, the bulk of that movie was horrible. It was boring. It bored me to tears. I don't know what it is, what like the horrible storylines that they do over there at Disney. But God, that it was just awful. And considering what they started off with Black Panther when they first introduced him in the Winter Soldier, I was excited to see that character. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
he looks cool in this movie. And I was like, man, that Black Panther might be really fun to watch. And then I was just let down from it. And then from that moment on, like I'd seen the Infinity Wars, and that was it. I didn't even watch Endgame. I didn't want no part of it at that point. I was just done. I was out. Like they just they butcher every one of those characters and all the storylines that make them all fun. I mean, who wants to sit there and just watch something that's like depressing? It's like the Joker. The Joker, I don't like that movie. You know, and everybody talks about
it shouldn't be called the Joker. It shouldn't be called the Joker. It shouldn't be called the Joker.
It should be called Mr. Depression because that's what it is. I got better things to do than just watch a depressing movie and say, well, this is great. If you think that's great, you know what? There's probably some pills that they can give you at your local asylum that'll make you feel better.
I have a question.
Yeah.
In the Punisher movie, did they really? I couldn't really. Maybe it was explained. Maybe I missed it. Did they really explain why the Yakuza were in America?
They were. It seemed like they were just there to move in on the mafia's territory.
Yeah, they were expanding. They're expanding their organization.
What as Yen called him, the thespian. He actually explained it to the Punisher in that in the sewer scene. He says you created the gap that allowed the Yakuza to come in.
Okay, so yeah, Punisher had off so
Right.
many mobsters over the course of 5 years that the Yakuza saw them as weak, and they're like, "Let's move in." Oh yeah.
Oh, so that was the reason.
Well,
Yeah, because it goes with just expanding their organization and say like because there was a like weak part
but
in
what
the
RR is saying, he's saying because they were making these like shit that like I didn't even hear of till years later. There was a fucking Nick Fury movie with David Hasselhoff. There was a Doctor Strange movie. There was a Man Thing movie. They were pimping their shit out before fucking Disney got their hooks into them.
Hmm.
And that's why Marvel was fucking up for years. They made a Fantastic Four movie that didn't even get finished, I don't think.
Yeah, they were dirty whores. Yeah. No, that Fantastic Four, you talk about the one in the 90s, that was Tommy, what's his name? The low budget director.
God awful looking thing. Yeah. They had
He's legendary, but he makes everything cheap.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh shit. James
I'll
something,
look
right? It's James something.
No, it's gonna smack me when I think of it.
Not Kubrick, right?
No. He's the low budget, like
I know who
sci-fi
you're talking
genre guy.
about. His name is on the tip of my fucking tongue.
Yeah. RR probably know.
Roger
It's,
something?
Sam
Roger-
Raimi.
yeah.
Sam Raimi was another one that does
Corman.
a lot of that shit.
Roger Corman.
Roger Corman. There you go.
Roger fucking Corman, the man. Yeah. And like you knew what you were gonna get. It was gonna be cheap, but he would do his thing. I think he did finish that movie, didn't he?
Yeah,
But it was never released.
yeah, because the thing was the contract for Fantastic Four. They needed to do a movie, or else the contract was up for grabs, and so they made a movie but never released it. But they could say, "Yo, yeah, we made the movie, and so we still can keep the license."
The rights.
So wait,
yeah, just like
so
Fantastic.
they with the Fantastic Four, they dealt with the Sony shit before they dealt with the Sony shit. Because the Sony shit, there wasn't a Fantastic Four blocked because of the fucking Sony contracts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, so that happened to the fucking same comic book characters twice. That's fucked up. I didn't know there was an original 70s Doctor. I didn't know there was a 70s Doctor Strange. Did you know this, Tommy?
Nope.
Jens? Tommy?
I
Jens?
remember hearing about it. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like them old Captain Americas that they have from the 40s and shit that most people don't know about. All that stuff's out there. Matter of fact, most of them are actually available on Tubi.
All right,
Yeah,
wait.
a
He
few
said.
years ago, and all I heard about it. So.
All right. RR says Roger Corman did finish it. Marvel bought the negatives for the movie after seeing it and destroyed most of them, but there are copies.
Yeah.
Thanks for
I
that
wanna watch
info,
it.
RR.
I think Gary enjoyed it more than Fantastic, at least.
You know what? I didn't mind those first two Fantastic Four movies. I think I might be the only one who really looks back at the movies and I didn't mind them too much. My only bitch was that fucking there was no Galactus. You got this huge build up for Galactus at the end of the second one. Nope, no, you're not getting.
Yeah, he's a cloud.
Fucking yeah, real nice. I guess that's good with Punisher movies. You don't have to deal with too many villains because he kills everybody.
Now, did they make Galactus a cloud because they didn't want to hire an actor, or because they thought nobody would buy a giant guy in space in a chair?
I would say that I think they were aiming for a part 3, and that's how they would finally show Galactus. That's what I was thinking. That's still a cockblock, though.
Yeah, blue balls, cinematic blue balls.
But back to this shit bomb movie.
Yeah.
So the mob's at war with the Yakuza. Dragon Lady comes into the mob's hideout and she's flexing her muscle. And she's fucking up one of his goons. So here we get another established villain here. We get the mob boss and we get the woman who's the head of the Yakuza.
Yeah, the essentially Oranishi from Kill Bill.
So
Mhm.
you get more shenanigans when
Because that's where you find out. Because after she like twisted his arm and that, and walks off saying, "Oh yeah, you're gonna deal with us, and we're gonna take, was it 70%, and they can have it today."
The accuser wanted to take 75%, and they wanted to give it 25% to the mafia.
Yeah, yeah, and so like they had that choice. Well, anyway, the dude whose arm got twisted, and he was all like, "Oh, well, we're taking this shit from her," and that, and then the mafia dude explains that she killed her own brother because he'd ripped off the Yakuza for money, and she had to do it for. And so he's basically saying, "Yeah, she's a sick, crazy bitch."
yeah,
that,
she even gets her own little backstory too, as to why she's so ruthless. She's an asshole.
Yep.
She's a piece of shit kidnapping kids. I don't give a shit if it's a mobster's kid. It's still a kid. She's a scumbag. She deserves
Oh yeah,
it.
going after kids. I can't believe anyone thought the Punisher was doing that. But they were mob kids, sure, but he doesn't go after kids.
No.
But
Yeah,
she
well,
does.
well, she wants to like get all the fucking, because you see later on that she's basically wanting to get all the mafia dudes like to buy back the kids, and when they buy back the kids, she has a drink with them, but she's poisoned the fucking cups and that.
Oh wait,
Well-
wait! You skipped over the part where she has the whole fucking restaurant turn their guns on them, while the mafia is just hanging out against the wall at the back of the restaurant.
Yeah,
And then when
yeah.
she walks in, like both gangs are talking shit to each other, and then she like gives the signal, and they're all fucking up with their guns pointing at the mafia.
Yeah, because they've gone to like a meeting where they're going to exchange for the kids and get the kids back. But obviously,
Ransom.
they've gone into a trap where,
All right, well, keep going. I'll be back in 1 sec.
yeah. And so, like, as I say, the mobster dudes get shot in that. Well, the goons and that, and then the other mobster dudes that drank the fucking champagne die, but one of them didn't do it because he was on medication where he like gets
Methadone.
pinned. Yeah, a bit corny and that, but this bird who's got like earrings that she throws. Well, this is corny because there's not even a dude could throw it hard enough to pin someone to the wall. But anyway,
Yeah, they're like little kunai, miniature kunai earrings.
Yeah. There's no way anyone could do it unless there was like bionic. But yeah. Well, anyway, fucking that Yakuza sort of main bed. She puts the gun in the dude's mouth. Who's one of the like?
Oh, you're talking about after she nailed him to the wall with her her little.
He's the last one to go.
Her little spiky.
Yeah,
earring.
and yeah, I love that scene where she throws her dagger earrings and
We
pins
get
them to the
we get
wall.
Dagger earrings.
And after which she revealed that they poisoned their beverages.
Yeah, she's running her finger around the glass.
Yeah.
You're already dead.
Yeah, it was a little dragon lady like finger ornament.
You know what I'll say? Yeah, I'll give her credit. She did a good job acting in this. She was a better actor in this. She was a better actor in this movie than fucking Dolph Lundgren was. Dolph Lundgren.
Then she turned to the person was pinned to the wall and put a gun to his mouth.
Into his mouth. Yeah. Brutal.
So I guess the Yakuza's winning this war, right? They're winning this war so far.
But he didn't go, did he? Because he didn't like.
Yeah, he said, "I'm not attending the meeting."
Yeah. He's
Which is awesome because we got to see him in that bitchin' ass denim jacket at the end with the fucking
Oh,
hang
yeah,
glider,
Stonewash.
that collar the size of a fucking hang glider.
Yeah, eats his Stonewash.
Yeah, the denim Punisher. Well, he's not the Punisher, but
No. Well, he's like the denim Punisher clothing mafia.
yeah, at the end because they go on the joint raid at the end.
Yeah.
You know what? One part I thought was cool. That I did think it was cool when he went in there and got the kids out and went. I thought that bus part was okay. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Moira.
Hey, Moira.
What's up, Moira?
Yeah, all right.
How you doing, Moira?
Yes, it's a good fucking
Dolph
film.
Punisher. No.
Fucking it is.
No.
Might not be a good Punisher film, but it's a good film.
No, yeah, and that's
it's
what we've
nice.
been saying, Jens. It's a well, I wouldn't even say it's I would say it's good. I would not say it's great, but yeah, it's a good film by itself, just not a good Punisher film. That's all.
Yeah, well,
Mhm.
I still like it. It's still a fucking good Punisher film to me, even though you're thinking, oh yeah, is not all that good. But as I say, I'm not too bothered about the details. As long as the backstory is quite similar. Yeah. And it's not a woman. Because yeah.
A bird.
But there was good action in it.
There's
And that's what
plenty of
you
bird.
really like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. As I
There's
say,
a lot of
fucking
birds.
For its day, it fucking did the job because they had to do a film what was going to appeal to people who didn't know about
It's
the
called
Punisher.
making do with what you have, Jens, and sometimes it's not always a good thing.
No, what's up,
Well,
Moira?
why are they going to take a chance on it? They probably didn't even want to do it. They was like, oh no.
Also,
No
their
one's gonna like
their
the Punisher.
studio was so fucked up at the time. They didn't know what to do.
Yeah, the budget wasn't fucking great. It was like normal action fucking film. Well, these budgets now for Marvel films. Yeah, but the budget films for Marvel films are like 3 or 4 times your normal sort of fucking.
Disney didn't own Marvel at the time.
Yeah, $500 million for a movie that flops.
Marvel went bankrupt in the late 90s.
Mm-hmm. So they had to sell the rights, and we got the X-Men, Fox X-Men, Fox Fantastic Four. We had Sony Man, Sony Spider-Man,
Universal Incredible Hulk.
Yep. Followed shortly thereafter by Marvel Hulk, which was totally not confusing.
What studio did the Blade movies?
Warner Brothers?
No, it was definitely not Warner Brothers.
It was New Line, wasn't it?
Warner Brothers always been DC.
I thought it was New Line, but New Line is owned by Warner Brothers. Let's see, Blade film. I looked this up. Tommy, I might know.
I'm looking it up right now. What was it produced? New Line Cinema.
New Line, okay. Yeah, New Line's owned by Warner Brothers, so they did it by proxy.
Were they always owned by Warner Brothers?
Wait a minute. Didn't New Line Cinema also do the first Ghost Rider?
Probably.
I never saw the first Ghost Rider.
They did Lord of the Rings. They did The Matrix. In fact, they used to be like a smaller company just known for Freddy, I think you said, right, Slasher? They were the house that Freddy built.
That's mostly what I remember New Line doing.
Right. But at the very end of the 90s, early 2000s, they had such a string of hits from like Blade to The Matrix to Lord of the Rings. And they blew up.
Ghost Rider was done by Sony.
And Columbia Pictures.
Columbia. What did Columbia do?
And Fox did X-Men, right? X-Men was Fox, right?
Yep. And that's why Deadpool is Fox, and it was kind of pseudo spun off of X-Men which they make fun of in the movies. There's only
But
two
anyway-
X-Men at the mansion.
But anyway, she killed everyone except what the hell was his name again? I forgot his name.
Gossett?
No. Oh, the head mobster.
Franco.
Denim guy. That Franco. There you go. So, well, even before the rest of the mafia was killed, he was saying the only person that could help them in their war with the mob is at the bottom of the river, and they're saying that's the Punisher. They were saying that because the Yakuza threw a knife in his back and he fell in the water. So let's assume he's dead. Yeah. This guy as the mobster, I thought he did all right. Acting job. Better than Dolph.
He was in a Bond film.
Oh, he was?
Yeah. He was in the. Oh, I forget which Timothy Dalton one, but I think it was Living Daylights. Yeah, because A View to a, or was it A View to a Kill? No, it was A View to a Kill, because The Living Daylights is the one with the drug cartel and that shit.
Well, he did only do 2, right?
Yeah. So yes, A View to a Kill, the first one. Oh, I mean, A View to a Kill, because he plays the Russian dude who's gonna abdicate to the West, sort of thing. And
Koskov?
Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah, and
General
fucking,
Koskov.
yeah, and his bed calls him. Fucking, what's his bed?
You're saying the main mobster? You're talking about the main mobster, still, right?
Yeah,
Franco?
yeah, the main mobster in fucking.
Adrian Krabe.
I never saw that one, but I've also never seen anyone other than Dolph Lundgren or Louis Gossett Jr. Anyone in this movie. I've never seen them in another movie. Seen plenty of movies with Louis Gossett Jr. or Dolph Lundgren.
I have seen him somewhere, but I'm trying to figure out where. Transporter 3? I think I did see that. It's not as good as the first one. He's foreign. It looks like he's probably Dutch based on these film titles.
Yeah, because he plays like in.
Oh shit! That's right. Oh fucking shit! Boom. You're right. Or he's the doctor who frames him in the fucking Fugitive. Okay, so I guess that's 3 people I've seen in this movie and other movies.
Oh, the Odyssey. He was in the Odyssey as King Alcinous.
I guess no one ever saw the Fugitive, the doctor who fucking frames him.
Not that one, no. Or no. Sorry.
The Harrison Ford one, no.
Yeah, with Tommy Lee Jones. It's like, I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
Yeah, Jerome
Krabe.
Okay, that was like the second name in the opening credits of this shit bomb.
Yeah, The Living Daylights. It was in.
Okay, the movie just stepped up star power a notch because some dude was in the Fugitive.
To a kill, but no, it's Living Daylights.
Dutchman.
Yep, and the Fugitive. Being in loads of shitty girly ass films because I think he fucking is one of them actors. Oh yeah,
is he a thespian?
Yeah, he's Dutch.
Yeah. He's not an actor. He's a thespian.
I'm surprised he didn't do any Paul Verhoeven films. You know, back in the Netherlands.
He does a good job acting. Louis Gossett Jr.
Always great.
Does a
Love
good
him.
job acting. I would say even a stupid haircut woman in the blazer, she was doing a better job acting than I'd say the little mobster kid, the little hardcore mobster kid. This kid don't take no shit. He gets kidnapped by the Yakuza because the Yakuza starts deciding to kidnap all the mobsters' children just to fuck them over.
Yeah, very good. Very good when
the little kid with the afro.
Well,
Mhm.
The little
Oh,
kid,
well-
he got an afro haircut.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, they kidnap all the kids, don't they? But there's one scene where there's a nanny sort of like fucking
the
with a
giant,
teddy.
the giant panda bear.
Yeah, that's supposed to be like a Teddy Rock spin, but obviously they couldn't like use it in that. But anyway, she's like playing with the kids, playing like a fucking tape, and it's like, "Hey kids," all that shit, and then yeah, and it's
Yeah, all they
you see
all they had to
Nelly
do
getting
there was
shot.
all they had to do there was put squibs on a teddy bear.
Yeah, well,
Press the button on the squibs that are attached to the fucking giant teddy bear.
yeah,
Very
well,
very easy.
yeah, well, you had kids there, so they probably didn't want to see blood.
The
And
little
so,
monster kid named Tommy. Yeah, the kid's name is
Oh,
Tommy.
I recognize him now. The actor, I didn't realize this. He was Ivan Drago in Rocky
Are
the
you fucking
Fourth
kidding me?
film.
Raquel.
I'm just now realizing this.
Are you shitting me?
You adorable
Serious-
millennial.
Seriously. Whoa.
Oh man. Where's
I-
Oh,
the chat on that one?
don't look up Masters of the Universe 1987 because your mind will
He
be
was in that movie
blown.
too. I haven't seen it though because I haven't got around to it.
Holy shit.
Tommy's mic is off, but I'm betting he's laughing right now. Poor Raquel, says Moira.
You really didn't know that? Oh my god.
I'm just realizing I put two together. Like, oh, he's like also this character in this movie. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
The speech. at
He's
the
got a
end.
PhD.
And the Punisher gives the PSA warning to Tommy at the end. Don't grow up to be a mafia guy. I'll kill you.
Yeah, yeah, and that was in Kill Bill early on when with the Vernita Green scene when Uma Thurman kills Vivica Fox and the daughter's there, and she sees it and she's like, you know,
Kill Bill
If you-
Sawyer's fuck.
well, it's like, when you grow up, if you still feel sore about it, I'll be waiting. I
don't think you should be referencing Kill Bill because it's a Tarantino movie. Of course, it's gonna fucking be ripping off everyone.
Oh, Tom. Everything all right, Tommy?
Tommy Unplugged. He couldn't deal with Raquel
Okay.
just
No, he'll be-
realizing
He'll
that
be back.
that was Ivan Drago.
I don't know, my I can't. I don't know if I could get past that, Raquel. I don't know if
or
I.
He-Man.
I don't know if I could ever let that one slide.
Yeah.
I think I might have to keep bringing that up in the future.
He's like, I can't be here right now. Man, yeah, Jens always bust my chops over Bud films.
Oh, shit films. Kill Bill is one of the most fucking overrated pile of shit.
I didn't care too much.
Just
for it.
because Tarantino was involved, everyone's like, "Oh, Kill Bill," right?
Feet,
I'm
Fight scenes in it are totally
I'm
shit.
sick of everybody sucking Tarantino's balls. I'm tired of that.
Well, they won't have to fucking Kill Bill because fucking no
No,
one
they still
says.
suck his balls, dude. They still fucking. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
this one,
people. Once upon a time in Hollywood. Once upon a time in Hollywood. That fuck that
I mean,
movie.
yeah, his movies.
That movie
are
was
kind of
nothing.
meandering.
There were a couple of good parts of that movie, but it was mostly nothing. That was mostly a
Well-
movie of fucking nothingness.
Well, Kill Bill was made so Weinstein could shag some bags, wasn't it?
All right, dude. He had his whole studio for that. He had a whole.
Yeah,
Miramax
exactly.
Studios was his fucking farm.
He was Buck from Kill Bill. My name is Buck, and I like to buck.
Well, you know
Miramax
somewhat
Studio was his
strange.
farm.
Well, you know somewhat strange when you're gonna be doing a high-profile, high-budget samurai fucking movie, and you get a bed.
Yeah, but they were all birds. There was like
I
two
know
of them that weren't.
exactly.
There was like two of them that
Exactly.
weren't.
Why were you getting dudes? Oh, because fucking Weinstein wasn't gay.
Serious question: is that Arnold Schwarzenegger right next to RoboCop?
It's
No.
Terminator, RoboCop, and Punisher.
Yep. Terminator, RoboCop, and Punisher.
That's what I
the
thought.
only. It's the only comic book image I
You know
could
who
find.
it is? You know who it is, Raquel? It's Dolph.
Yes.
It's Dolph Lundgren.
I think it looks more like Razor Ramon with the hairstyle.
Who? The one holding the Terminator? The Terminator guy?
No, Punisher.
Oh.
It was a bit like Razor Ramon.
In spandex. Yeah, it's the only actual like comic book legit drawing that I could find of with RoboCop and Punisher next to each other.
Yeah, it looks like someone's drawing it and all. I think it's fun.
No, it's sweet. It's exactly what I wanted.
So, fucking shit. Stop
Ours
talking
says
about
the only good part of
let's
Kill
not
Bill is
talk
David
about- let's
Carradine.
not talk about Kill Bill anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about a movie I
Or
don't
Mind's
really
Feet.
care
Yeah.
about.
And
Yeah,
Tommy
you're
will
going
be
to
back,
reference
by
a movie. Reference a movie that's fucking good.
like Never Back Down, Never Surrender.
No retreat.
No
Surrender.
retreat, no
No
surrender.
Retreat, No Surrender. Yeah.
Yeah. There is a film called Never Back Down.
Yeah, that's
thought
the
it was
bird
like
in it.
Yeah,
Zoom
that
film
was
then.
way after No Retreat,
Yeah.
No Surrender.
Yeah.
It's about a bird.
It is?
I don't know. I'm thinking of. Maybe I'm thinking of Enough. I don't remember what Never Back Down is.
Oh my God! I know the one you're talking about. Jennifer Lopez. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm not gonna take it anymore.
there you go. Yeah, I know that
That's
one.
the movie. Yeah, I'm surprised Weinstein didn't produce that one. Hey-oh.
Mm.
Anyway, so Punisher, Dolph Lundgren.
He's doing a
The
bang
mob.
up job of acting in this movie. He's knocking it out of the park, bro. It's like Oscar snub after Oscar snub every fucking
dude.
time he's on screen.
Every time you see him staring at his face, you hear, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." I've
He
come
really
to
did show
punish
more. He
you
really
again.
did show more acting range when he was playing Drago. He really
Yeah.
fucking did.
Yes.
That guy is fucking ripped in that movie.
He's
Mhm.
a
There.
giant. He's
Yeah,
yeah. He's
steroids.
also standing. He's also standing up against 4'2" fucking Stallone. So it's gonna make him look way more giant.
And
Yeah,
he
he's supposed to be
was
the
on Lloyd.
intimidating pinnacle of Russian
Russian super athlete.
Yeah. Need to dominate. Russians need to, even in real life, they were still secretly doping because they wanted to
will
dominate.
own boxing in the entire boxing world.
Still bitter after his He-Man experience. Yeah. He's like, this is why he's vacant. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
That He-Man. You know what? I would rather watch this Punisher movie than that fucking He-Man movie. Yeah, I can't watch that He-Man movie.
Where He-Man comes to the land of LA, the kingdom of LA.
First of all, as a little kid, I'm like, why the fuck do I want to see He-Man in modern day time? I want to see He-Man on fucking Eternity. I don't want to see He-Man in this world.
In the kingdom of LA.
Like
And
you
where's Orko?
already struck out. I don't give a fuck about Orko. There were so many other characters they left out.
That's
I never liked Orko, man. I never liked Orko as a character. Never.
Well, the thing that you got instead, I'd have preferred Orko.
Oh, that little fat, weird looking thing
Yeah,
with the wrinkly face, right?
yeah.
I heard that that He-Man Master of the Universe movie didn't really do so good.
It killed
No.
He-Man.
You killed He-Man.
Yeah. By the time
Dang.
I came along, He-Man was gone. I didn't even know what he was growing up because that movie killed it so fast.
He-Man
It was
broke
like grunge
eight-
killing hair metal.
He-Man broke Adolf's career.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's like Freudian slip.
Yeah, like I wasn't even born like that much after. I should have at least heard of He-Man or had friends that watched it, but it was
that's not true because Dolph was still getting movies after He-Man. He was still getting movies. He got Red Scorpion. He got I Come in Peace. He got Universal Soldier. There was
Universal Soldier.
Man, oh wait, there was another one
Yeah.
that I remember that was kind of like lingering around VHS shelves that was in the theaters, but he was getting stuff here and there. You know, I'm still like his career kind of faded out and shit, but he was still getting roles after He-Man and the Punisher. Yeah, but
Well,
that
he's still in.
was decades later.
Well, he's still in fucking Expendables, isn't he? So
Yeah, but I'm saying it's decades later.
Oh yeah, we see Johnny Mnemonic.
No one's going to actually go to the theater just to see Dolph Lundgren. I wouldn't say these days.
No, not anymore. I forgot he was in Aquaman.
Yeah, he's Amber Turd's father in Aquaman.
Andy was in a film with Scott Atkins called
SEAL Team? No,
I forget what it was called.
let's see.
Local film.
Sharknado 5. He was in there. No.
He had a string of B movies. Yeah, I know he had a string of B movies. He had like fucking like the shit you would see like 4 parts of one movie on Netflix. Like there's like Scorpion, something like oh wait, what was this? Like something in the desert. I don't know what the fuck it was, but there was 4 parts of it. Return of the King or some shit. Something about the kingdom. I don't know.
Yeah, Dolph
that was the
Lundgren
name
was
of
in
the
a film.
Castle Falls. It was.
Oh yeah, I see that on the list.
2021. I did
2016. Yeah, it's
a review.
Dolph Lundgren was in a film called Female Fight Squad about birds.
Good night, Papa
Birds.
Cotton.
Fighting birds.
Yeah,
Good night, Papa.
Shit.
Later.
Shit.
Thanks for stopping by, Papa Cotton.
Yeah, next action star for sure.
Yeah.
Except for He-Man.
He was a good action star. It just this kind of was like one of his most lackluster fucking movies I remember seeing of his. I Come in Peace. I can't talk about how much I fucking love that movie. Oh my god, that movie's fucking awesome. From like start to beginning, I love that movie.
Too good to watch on Saturday night.
Nah, not at all. We watched Punisher Warzone. We watched Punisher Warzone last week, right?
That's true.
I love that movie.
That's a good point.
That's why I changed the name of the show from Bad Movie, the Viewer Advisory Bad Movie, to a discussion about. That's why I changed the name. Plus, people were like, "Oh, why are you talking shit about this movie?" It's like it's just a label I gave the show. Relax. I would put this in the Viewer Advisory Bad Movie category, though. But anyway,
this one, yeah.
So what's next on the fucking Jens? Where are we at in this movie with the mob and the kids getting kidnapped, right? And Tommy getting hit with a fucking chair.
Yeah,
he hit the Yakuza guy with the chair, and then the guy backhanded him into another chair.
Yeah, well, like we got to the stage where Punisher's found out like the kids are being held for ransom and that. So the thespian dude tells them, "Oh yeah, they're at like a fun park, sort of like closed down sort of fun park that's got like rides and that, and is in a like fun house sort of thing where Punisher goes in
down slides. They're going down slides.
Yeah. Ninjas come down slides with Uzis because there's a lot of Uzis used in this film, which is why I like
ninjas.
it.
Ninjas with Uzis.
Because you see where like the Punisher and that is shooting the shit out of them and that, and fucking slashing them up and beating the crap out of them and fucking blowing the shit out of them and all that crap, man. Well, anyway, finally, the Punisher gets and frees the kids and that, where fucking they like get to the bus sort of thing, where there's a bus outside.
Oh yeah, he hijacks a bus.
Yeah.
he hijacks a fucking city bus to go get the kids out.
Yeah, the thespian, I think he's waiting with the kids, but one of the kids is left behind, where Punisher goes back and gets the kid, and then Tommy, I think that the kid was called, the main mafia boss's son. He's sort of like tries to help Punisher and that sort of thing, but he gets slapped, doesn't he? I think, and then so Punisher like don't even know he's gone back to help him in that, so he goes off and that, and so he gets back there.
He takes all the kids out. Like, where's Tommy? He's like, well, I'll have to come back for him. And then we get the high-speed bus chase.
Yeah.
Well, he left Tommy to help the other kids, and he surrendered. The Punisher surrendered to the police. And
well,
then,
we get a good hot. That scene was good too. I'd say that the bus chase scene that was pretty good.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of smashing.
And while he was being transferred, I guess that's when the mafia boss
breaks him out.
Oh, wait there though. You've got where Punisher gets arrested and his mate is in his cell.
Louis Gossett Jr. gives him the tough love speech and tries to let him in. He has to let me in.
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
smacks him around.
Where he finds out like his partner, who he thought has been dead for 5 years, is not. So.
If you're guilty, you're dead. He even says that there.
But he's being emo. Yeah, like you said, he's being depressed. He's sitting there, oh, do nothing.
Yeah, well, that was a sort of like thing where they probably said, "Oh yeah."
So then during his prison transfer, they during his prison transfer they blow him out of the truck and
the mafia boss
and gas him and take him away and force him to help Franco save his son.
Yeah,
Tommy.
Yeah,
and then we get Punisher teaming up with the mob to take on the Yakuza.
Yeah, where they go in and that start kicking ass, shooting the shit out of people and that. Look, bit of a red fucking filter on everything.
And the rice paper walls, like Darius mentioned before, the rice paper walls.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that's where ninjas live.
Yeah, where they practice their gang kendo. They fight in gangs of like they grab kendo sticks and just fight in gangs pointlessly.
Yeah. All ninjas live in that red space of rice paper walls and rectangles.
And Punisher and Franco come in and fucking murder that first room full of like they're also sitting there with their fucking kendo sticks and their gis.
Yeah, well the fucking armed up with Uzis and fucking machine guns and that. I think this the clip here that is on my screen. I think this is where they go in, don't they?
Oh no! Wait, that's right. We forgot about the casino. He destroys the shit out of the Yakuza's casino before he goes on that raid.
Oh yeah. Smashes through the fucking like.
Yeah, no slot machine is safe around. Slot machine is safe around him. He's gonna fucking shoot a slot machine. He's gonna shoot a bar.
Yeah. Because I
go ahead, talk about it, everybody. I'll be back in 5 seconds.
Yeah, he smashes through the ceiling that's got like a glass sort of like sunroof sort of thing.
Oh, and the casino is full of birds, and it's got a glass ceiling.
It has some kind. It looks like a glass painting design on it. I can't remember.
Stained glass,
Yeah, like it looked like some kind of. Wasn't it a cross, Darius?
I don't remember. I barely remember the casino scene. I barely remember the panda bear from earlier. I remember the gambling, and then he busts through. Punisher does bust through a lot of walls and ceilings in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as I say, I think it's a good Punisher movie. It's not the fucking best Punisher movie or Punisher movie that's sort of true to its fucking original, but it's still a good Punisher movie, I think, even though people don't think it's all that good. But.
So, we got the end raid.
Yeah,
killing a lot of people. There's a lot of stabbing too. In this particular part, there's a lot of stabbing.
Yeah, there was a great fight scene.
Knife throwing and stabbing.
Yeah, well, there's a great fight scene where he takes on like a fucking ninja.
The two ninjas. He takes on the two ninjas who were like the
Oh,
guards
yeah.
for the mafia kids. Remember, they're the ones like bullying around the mafia kids.
Yeah, and he takes them out. Real good fight scene and that. Fucking Dolph Lundgren, he knows how to
He
do his
impales
action.
that one guy to the wall.
Yeah. Oh, the action's real good, as I say. Like, fucking... you might disagree with, like, fucking who it is, but he's doing real good action.
All right. If I could say this much, it's not so much the actor. It's what he was given. I could also give this to fucking Henry Cavill. Like, Henry Cavill sure as shit did look like Superman, and he's not a bad actor. But the fucking shit they gave him to work with was not good.
Yeah.
I could kind of say, like, maybe Dolph was a victim of that fucking circumstance, too.
Yeah, as I say, if they spent more time and been more fucking confident in it and
Welcome
got
back, Tommy.
a bit and
Welcome
put
back,
more
Tommy.
What up?
money behind it, yeah. But I think it was one of them where they need to do that 25% difference, so they're not paying fucking the writers or originally.
No. Jens, at that point, they don't even have to pay the writers because they've already gotten the endorsement by Marvel. I mean, it's basically the same thing. Well, look at Sony with Spider-Man. So they have the rights to use Spider-Man however they want based on the comics. They could take the story verbatim if they wanted to, or they could make changes like they did with the first one with Tobey Maguire. And I know Slasher said he kind of liked that. I hated that one. I didn't buy Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, and I actually thought that Andrew Garfield did a much better job, but that's just me.
Yeah, I go the other way. I think Tobey Maguire did a better job.
Yeah, he did not sell me as a nerdy kid. Andrew Maguire felt a little bit more nerdy than Tobey Maguire did. That's just me. That's my opinion. But I felt like the costume even looked a little bit better in The Amazing Spider-Man. It felt more like the comic book to me. But that's besides the point. The point is in the first one, they made a lot of changes to the story. And the second one, they tried to lean a little bit more heavily into the comics side of it, while absolutely destroying the Aunt May character. But they can do whatever they want. They have carte blanche to actually use the pages of the comic book if they wanted to. And they did the same thing when they did Warzone. That's why Warzone felt so much more like the Punisher to all of us that watched it and knew the comics, because they actually sat there, did director, screenwriter, read the comics before going into production.
Imagine that.
Yeah, well, I spent like a lot of time in that shit because the new fucking there'll be people out there like you and Slasher who nitpick.
Oh man!
Once again, Jens, you were just failing to get the point. If it wasn't made for the fans of the Punisher and the comic book series, who was it made for? Because outside of comic book fans, the average person doesn't give a shit about the Punisher, is not going to watch the Punisher, and sure as hell don't care if the story is messed up. And unfortunately, you seem to fall into the popcorn bucket theater guy.
Yeah, well, they're not going to be getting loads of fucking Punisher fans. They know they had, because it was 88, they know they had to fucking get the average fucking viewer involved, and so they didn't want to fucking make it too fucking like.
I think they had a chance to They had a chance to make something. They made it, and they regretted it. It seemed like they immediately regretted making this movie, and that's like, we're not gonna fucking show it in America.
I'm going to counter that right now. Christopher Reeve and Superman, they came as close as they could to the comic book. Even for the people who didn't know the comic book and didn't know Superman, everybody was happy with that. Number one, for all the comic fans, they came close to the origin story of Superman as best that they could. and they made the movie fun with a good script where even the normies who didn't know the character as well were sold into it. But if you don't start off by paying respect to the people that actually want to see these characters to begin with, usually your movies are not going to do as well. Why do you think Eternals flopped so hard? Number one, most comic book fans didn't really give a shit, that much of a shit about that short freaking story anyway in the books. And the ones who did knew that they absolutely flubbed the entire thing by putting all this weird bullshit into it, like they always do with all these newer movies. So you did not get the comic book fans for that one. The normies didn't know who they were and didn't care and didn't show up because there was no buzz about it. Nobody gave a shit.
I thought everyone saw that movie.
Mhm.
I was also a little kid, so of course everyone I knew saw it.
No, the original one. Everyone saw the original one when it came out.
But
Is that
again,
what you're talking about?
Well, Jens, I wanted to finish up with this, Lasher. So, Jens, I mean, you talk about like the elitists and the snob type people. Why didn't you love Kevin Smith's He-Man? Who gives a shit about story? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about story, Jens? Who gives a shit about story? As long as it looks good, as long as it looked good, and it's 25% different, who cares?
No, that was 100% different.
No, Jens, it was absolutely fine. You're just being a snob.
No. Hey, if this Punisher film started off where Dolph Lundgren had died in the first 5 minutes, and that Baird reporter or that Baird cop who was partnering the black dude, forget his name, Junior.
Louis Gossett Jr.
Yeah,
by the way, what's up, Frank? How you doing?
Yeah,
Custer?
and she became the Punisher. Then I'd say it was like fucking. Then I'd be like, oh, this is a shit fucking Punisher film.
Saying hello to my friend Frank. How
What's
you
up,
doing,
Frank?
bro?
What up, Frank?
Yeah.
Hello.
What's up, Salvatore Spano?
The original Turtle. Yeah, the first Turtles. I don't after seeing like as a kid, I saw the previews for the next 2 Turtle movies after that, and I was good. I kind of didn't want to see it.
Yeah,
You don't want to see
Red Scorpion. You see that Salvatore mentions Red
So
Scorpion.
Salvatore
That's
Spano.
actually one of the movies I do have in my DVD library.
And Showdown in Little Tokyo too. That's what I'm doing in the future. Showdown in Little Tokyo with him and Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
And Castle Falls, where it's got fucking Scott Adkins in, where Dolph Lundgren and Scott Adkins team up. Spoilers, because
Dolph was good for team ups, though. You know, he did the one with Brandon Lee. He did what Salvatore Spano just mentioned, Showdown in Little Tokyo. And even though Universal Soldier was more him versus Van Damme, it was still them, on the screen together.
oh yeah,
Plenty of screen time together.
oh yeah, he definitely fucking had like the major villain role in that.
Wasn't he in the third one or something too?
I didn't get past the
With
first
Scott
one.
Adkins.
I saw there was
Universal
one.
Soldier
I saw there was one later on that Goldberg was in.
reboot thing.
Wasn't there
I
one
think
later
that
on?
was the third one. I think.
Oh.
I forget how many they did. I know they did more than 3. At least I'm pretty sure.
Well, after the first one, didn't they do a bunch of straight to VHS ones?
I think.
Yeah. I think it was
Like this movie was basically straight to VHS because, like I said, I didn't get a whiff of it in the movie theaters up here.
But you know what else they did that with? They did the same thing to The Crow. They wound
up having
they had 4. What the hell was it? Like 4 movies or something?
Oh, with that, I thought you were talking about with the release of The Crow. But yeah, I mostly remember the first 2 were in the theater. I think after 2, they started going more straight to VHS, DVD, whatever they were on at that point.
Okay, they did 6 total Universal Soldier movies.
Jesus, how many?
So
had
they got Universal Soldier 2, Universal Soldier 3, Universal Soldier: The Return, and that actually has got Van Damme, it's got Goldberg, and somebody else. I can't make that out. Universal Soldier Regeneration, then Universal Soldier Day of Reckoning.
God
yeah,
damn.
Scott Adkins in, I think, Day of Reckoning. He's got Scott Adkins in one of them because Scott Adkins plays the main character in it. You're one of the Universal Soldiers.
Yeah, thanks, Buster. Appreciate it, bro. Hope you're doing good. So, all right. So they're waging war on the fucking Yakuza,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're
Great
throwing
fight
knives.
scenes.
They're throwing knives through paper walls and shooting people through paper walls.
Yeah. And a bird starts to take on fucking.
Yeah, we got the ninja bird.
Yeah.
Ninja bird.
All the Punisher deals with sort of like effectively where.
Snaps her fucking neck after she kicks him
Yeah.
many times with her boot knives.
Yeah.
And her earring knives.
Yeah. And then the mafia dude boss, he's been shot and he's on the floor, and the main Yakuza bird, she's got Tommy, the son, holding him with a knife at his throat, saying
she's gonna make him shoot himself in order to save Tommy.
Yeah, if the fucking, and so the mafia boss puts the gun in his mouth and that, but there's a bit
All
of
the
a
way
pause
in,
and that.
Mr. Franco.
Yeah. Yeah, she and she starts laughing. She's really taking fucking pleasure because
The guinea
she
pig
takes
menace.
too much pleasure that like the Punisher does a diving knife throwing right into her head trick where
You know what?
they're in a hallway.
Hold on, Jens. Was it just me, or did anybody else get the way she kept telling him to put it all the way in your mouth, Mr. Franco? That she was a pegger? Is it just me?
Well,
Yeah.
she does seem like she loves domination, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she seemed like the type.
Hey, Gary, swallow it, Mr. Franco.
Oh,
She had that crazy fucking like psychotic fucking crazy bird laugh at all because she was getting off on it.
And she gets offed by the Punisher, diving through the wall, knife to the fucking head.
Well, diving through the
Good
like,
night, Dragon Lady. Yeah,
And hold on,
paper
hold
wall.
on. Where did we see that scene before? Oh, Big Trouble in Little China.
basically any movie you've seen with paper walls in them.
Well, no, because in Big Trouble in Little China, what's the fucking dude's name? Fucking Liu Kang or whatever he is called. He throws the knife at Jack Burton, and Jack Burton catches the knife and throws it back at him.
But I'm saying it's the same way of killing him, like the knife right to the forehead.
Yeah,
Like
well, it's
tossing a
been
knife right
used.
to the
Yeah,
forehead.
well, it's been used a few times.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Jens, you're in a very argumentative mode today.
Well, people slag off this film and that, but I think it's a great film. I think it's an alright Punisher film. It's not very good because fucking.
Oh, I will, Salvatore. I will complain that he doesn't have a skull. I'll complain about it, but you know what? If the rest of the movie was good enough, I would say it'd be an okay Punisher movie. It's an okay action movie. It's just not an okay Punisher movie. Maybe it could be a good Dolph movie, but not a good Punisher movie. I don't think so anyway.
Well, it is one of them where if you're going by like,
Yeah, she had a thing for phallic objects. That's
and the name you were looking for was Lopan.
Yeah, Lopan. Yeah.
Ah, that's right, Mr. Button. You haven't seen a girl with green eyes?
Yeah. Hey, get Lopan. We'll come here to see Lopan. Oh, you're succeeding, Mr. Button.
So, Punisher saves Tommy from the Dragon Lady.
Yeah.
Franco tells Tommy. He's like, I'm gonna deal with the Punisher because he
Mm.
promised him. He promised him, like, he didn't tell him he was gonna kill him after the whole thing was over. But Punisher knew that he was gonna kill. Of course, he fucking knew because he's a fucking scummy mobster.
Yeah, because he killed his family, but he was saying it was an accident. He didn't mean to. What it?
So they struggle over a gun with a really
Yeah.
lame fight. They have a lame fight at the end. I was not a
Yeah, but
in
yeah.
that fight
I know.
was
I know. I heard you fucking criticize it, but you got to remember they've just been fucking
don't care.
in a bit of a fucking war, haven't they? It's been
Yeah,
in a little
whatever,
mini
yeah.
war
That's
against
fine.
the fucking Yakuza. They're
That's
both
fine. I don't
knackered.
care. That's fine. I don't care. It was still a lame end fight.
Yeah, well, they're both knackered, aren't they?
That's fine. It's still
I
a
like to
lame
see.
fight. I
I like
don't
to
care.
see your fucking energy
That's
level.
fine,
back
Jens.
into
It's
Conan.
still a lame fight. I don't care. That's my opinion. Okay.
Because
Next.
it's a lame fight. When you
I'm
just
just
took on the
saying.
Yakuza, yeah, you and there was, I think, well, Thingy was shot, the head dude, and
Well, they're struggling over the gun, and Franco gets shot
and the
right
Punisher
in
got
front of Tom.
no,
Right in front of
no, he
Tom.
was shot before then, and
I'm talking about the end. I'm talking about the
Right.
end. When Franco
Well,
Punisher
it doesn't matter when
snap.
he shot him, Jens, because he actually shot him in that bulletproof armor he was wearing. Because you remember when they first go into the Yakuza camp, he offers Frank body armor and he turns it down.
Yeah.
which is very stupid.
Well, it's also another thing that's very counterintuitive to what the Punisher would do, because what do you think the Punisher's his chest emblem is as
Exactly.
part of his armor? It's all Kevlar.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, in this, he didn't want it. He was suicidal, though, wasn't he? He was depressed and suicidal. It could have been one of them where they had a film. Maybe it was called, as being Slasher sort of like got to this sewer.
The sewer dweller.
Yeah,
The sewer dweller.
yeah, evangelist or whatever. Like, and they just thought, oh yeah, we'll just put the Punisher on this.
Vigilante of the sewers.
Yeah, it looks close enough to the Punisher, so we'll just
Yes.
move.
You know why he didn't want it? You know why he didn't want it, Jens? Why he didn't want the body armor? Or says it right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. But
He's an emo ex-cop.
yeah, he wanted to die because after he fucking shoots the fucking mafia boss dude, he's then got the kid who's got the gun at him, and he's all like, "I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah, he does the same thing that he did in Punisher Warzone, where he gives someone a gun, and well, she had the gun in Punisher Warzone, but like he's like aiming the gun at himself, telling someone to kill him. Punisher, I guess, like he in this I like he said, depressed emo kid. That's kind of like, all right, I understand. Like if you feel guilty about something, like you're the Punisher, but you want someone to kill you, but he knew Tommy wasn't gonna kill him, because then he turns to Tommy. He's like, "You're a good boy. You grow up to be a good man, or I'll come back for you."
Yeah, and shoot you like I did your dad.
Yeah, Tommy, you ain't got no dad no more.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's the end of this fucking movie. He escapes from Louis Gossett Jr. and then he's naked in the fucking sewer again, talking about vengeance and justice and whatever.
Yeah, which is like where it's, as you say, it's not as you would picture a fucking Punisher movie, but still, it was good enough for me at the time.
Yeah.
And now Warzone has come out, and that, yeah, it does look a bit shit, but I still think it's a good fucking movie. There's no doubt about it. We all think it's a good fucking movie, but we just don't. Well, you lot just don't think it's a good Punisher movie.
I think it actually looks like shit. It doesn't look like a very good movie either. I don't say I enjoy this movie, really. It looks like shit. Maybe if it was a good action movie that didn't look like complete shit. I don't know.
You know, it's a good action movie.
Anyway, yeah, that was the Punisher 89er. I guess we'll wrap up with the fucking scores of stuff, what everyone fucking overall has to say about this. So, yeah, go down the line. Raquel, you still there with us? No? No, Raquel muted herself. She's probably getting something. So, you still there,
Getting
Darius?
some. Oh yeah, no, I'm here.
He's getting some right now.
That's good enough reason.
Yeah, Darius. Overall, what'd you think?
Overall, it was pretty forgettable, and it was yeah. I mean, yeah, he looked beefed, but he looked distant, vacant, kind of emo. You know, he did punch through a lot of walls and crash through ceilings and rice paper walls.
Threw a lot of knives.
What?
He threw a lot of knives.
Yeah, he threw a lot of knives. He blew up an awful lot of stuff for a guy who throws knives.
Yeah.
And he really didn't fire as much gunnery as I would have liked. But
he did, but he did fire a lot of guns in this movie.
Yeah, and he fucking was swinging down a fucking.
He fired more guns in this movie than the Thomas Jane Punisher.
That's true.
And he was sliding down a fucking thingy rope while shooting.
Yeah, after impaling a guy with a harpoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit Jimbo, where you have two gangs fighting each other, and then you got our hero caught in between. But instead of making them wipe out each other, like Jimbo, Punisher just kind of punishes, and then he teams up with the one Don to fight the rest and to fight the other one. There was a lot of that 80s like fascination with Japan, but not really knowing anything about Japan. And I don't think the Yakuza are descended from ancient like crime lords all over Asia. I think the Yakuza were like gambling gangsters like 200 years ago who were covered in tattoos, which we didn't see a lot of either.
You got a problem with the fucking way they describe the Yakuza. Have you gone fucking...
Hey, they're the ones that put the Yakuza in the movie.
Oh, I didn't like the way they described the Yakuza. It made them sound like they was nasty.
I mean, if it's the Punisher, have him fight the Hand or something, But no, he was just fighting.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. Of course, the Italian mob. Punisher always has to fight. The Guidos and enact a whopper cost within the first 20 minutes.
They're the ones who made him, so it's only fair that he fights them all the time.
Yeah, and it shows that because he's Italian, so it shows it doesn't discriminate. Well, we saw that Ray Stevenson's Punisher really didn't discriminate, did he?
No. If you were an old lady, he was going to stab you in the fucking head.
You're a 90-year-old cripple. He's gonna
slit your fucking throat.
Yeah. No chill.
True punishment.
Yeah. I mean, he was no microchip. We just got that homeless guy.
Fucking waste of space.
Yeah. I mean, look, this movie was, to me, stitched together from action movie tropes of the time, and I say it was forgettable because I forgot a lot of it. Like some of the scenes you guys told me about, I didn't even remember that happened. And I don't remember that panda bear. I don't remember. And I watched it. I didn't even like walk away or anything. I was there watching it and like, oh, did that happen? Gossip was great.
Yeah.
But I loved that guy in anything.
You got a rating for this? If you have
yeah, I give it a 5.
Yeah, out of 10?
Out
or
of 10.
5 or 5 out of 6.
No, 5 out of 10.
Yeah. Jens has already fucking explained how much he loves this movie. Well, what do you give this rating, Jens?
Well, 10 out of 10, isn't it?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's fucking great fucking film. It's
god.
You're so generous. I wish you were my teacher.
Man.
No, but it is a great fucking film. It might not be the greatest Punisher film, but it's a great fucking film.
I
It
wouldn't
delivers in the action. It delivers in the fucking naked fucking
Oh
Dolph
yeah,
Lundgren in the
you get your
fucking
double
sewers.
dose. You get your
What
double
more do you
dose of
want?
naked Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, great.
Yeah, with action. What more do you want? That's why they probably fucking didn't want Frank Castle to be in Lycra, because it was like, well, we're going to have him out naked so the birds can pair on him.
10 out of 10. Jesus.
Yeah.
Tommy, you still there?
Anyone who fucking doesn't say 10 out of 10 is a
I'm not
sign
gonna
of
say 10
bitch
out
who
of
doesn't
10.
like
Now you know
Dolph
that
Lundgren
I'm not
being
a
the
10 out of
Punisher.
10. I'm no 10 out of 10 for me, and I'm not a soy nerd bitch.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, Tommy. Yeah, give your overall on this.
I mean, quite honestly, because everything about this movie, it was so badly jumbled together. I mean, Darius is talking about tropes. I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't have the Wilhelm scream in there somewhere too, because really it would have just fit in perfectly with everything else they were doing. I mean, quite honestly, the action scenes in this were pretty lackluster. They weren't really done that well. And Dolph Lundgren can do action scenes. I think these were done piss poor.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, I would give this movie a 5 at best. It is not done very well at all. It's really tropey. It's really badly filmed. I mean, the photography in this thing is just horrendous.
Awful.
And the acting from Lundgren, quite honestly, you probably could have got a hobo off the street to act better than what he was doing in this movie. This was
He did get a hobo off the street in the movie. Yeah, that happened with a bottle of booze.
You got a score for this, Tommy?
I said 5.
5? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Raquel's back.
Yeah, I see she's back.
And people, remember, will give Kill Bill 10 out of 10, and that is shit.
I won't.
Yeah, no. Looking, but some people do. So,
just for the record, I hated Kill Bill.
Yeah, I don't care for it.
I know, well, so you cunts, I've seen them like 10 out of 10. Oh, this is great. This is my favorite Tarantino film. Oh, I can't wait to make number 3. You fucking soy bitches. But anyway, so people think I'm crazy for fucking thinking Punisher with Dolph Lundgren Punisher is a 10 out of 10. Fucking watch Kill Bill.
No, I'm not gonna watch it.
No, not you. You're saying people who think fucking I'm crazy. Because you don't think I'm crazy. You might think I'm a bit.
Tarantino just admits that his movies are ripoffs, so people let it slide.
Yeah.
Raquel's back here, so I went down the line and you were out for a second. So just give your overall about this. What your rating is of this?
With this Punisher movie, I find it was cheesy at best. The cinematography, not really good. The actor, Don, how do you say his name? Don
Lundgren.
Don Lundgren.
Like a dolphin. Yeah, like a dolphin.
Yeah.
Okay, Dolphin. Dolphin. Yeah, whatever.
Like Adolf.
Yeah.
Very emo in this film. Not really, the vengeful Punisher that you expect out of the Punisher. I have to give this movie an overall C.
Yeah. So you go with better rating, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That C for see it or C like in the
C for semen, because you have to be sucking it down to enjoy this film.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Well, I think it's C for cunts who don't fucking like it because it's so masculine.
I say C for you're a cunt if you don't think someone could have a different opinion about a movie you like that nobody else really fucking likes. That's because they
don't appreciate.
That's because you just want to argue with
action.
people today, Jens. You just want to argue with people today. You woke up on the wrong side of the bed, bro.
We all have different opinions and different likes. That's okay. We don't have to always agree with that.
Hey, it fucking earned money, and if it weren't for this Punisher film, you wouldn't have got fucking like more like R-rated Marvel films because they didn't even want to make this film.
Wait, like Blade?
Yeah,
Made like 10
Blade
years
was
later.
an R.
Yeah,
Blade was an R.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it was.
No, it wasn't.
Really?
No, that shit was not. I'll look that shit
I
up
thought it was
right
R.
now. That shit was not rated R.
No, I think there was, but I think they did do like a thingy cut, like a 15 cut.
Well, I tell you where it was not a success at all, really, though, Jens, because it didn't get like a worldwide film release. Because if it did, this thing probably would have freaking burned to the ground. It probably wouldn't have done very well. I think it did better just because it was more of a VHS release.
No, it did fucking great because in them days, if you wanted a good action film and that, you could see one. But if you wanted a good action fucking Marvel film, you wasn't gonna see one apart from this.
Well,
There was no Marvel movies in the theater to compare this to at the time. Also,
well,
There was no
I was
Marvel
going to say,
movies.
do you know where 90% of this film's box off, or what they consider its box office really comes from? The majority of it comes from places like
VHS?
Blockbuster,
Oh,
Blockbuster, and
VHS.
places like that. Because I don't know if you know how much they used to pay for these films back in the day. Like an average VHS tape back in the day for those stores to buy was over like $200 or something. It was some ridiculous amount that these stores paid to get those damn films on their shelves. And even though they only rented it out for a small amount, they more than made their money back. But yeah, I mean, that's where most of the majority of this film's profit comes from all the VHS stores that were bringing in the tapes. And people were more likely to go to a VHS store like a Blockbuster, a Hollywood Video, a local VHS rental place, and pick this thing up than they would have been going to the theater to see it.
Well, and they made their money off of those fines from people didn't bring the movie back because. But this one, people forgot they saw it, so they forgot to take it back to Blockbuster.
And Blockbuster was like, we're fine. We're good.
Are you sure they weren't? You sure they weren't just crying for too many days and then we're late bringing it back?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
But yeah, when
Demo Punisher is here again.
I give this my rating. I give it a sideways thumb right in its ass. It's not even really that good of a low budget action movie. If you're into low budget action movies, there are plenty of better ones than this.
Yeah, which we are.
Well, you have no tits in. I'll tell.
No, you know what? I think there were tits in that opening Buck Rogers screen. I think you see a quick glimpse of titties. You know the Buck Rogers opening scene.
Well, they want coloured titties because there was a black and white silhouette. Well, black and white sort of like exposure sort of fucking frames.
Well, yeah, that's wrapping up the Punisher movie series. Me and Tommy are in agreement that Warzone was the best one. Jens seems to like every single one of them exactly the same. I don't know what Darius thinks about the overall from the three Punisher movie. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's the best one. It's super brutal and kind of gross at times, but it's the best one.
And Raquel only has Thomas Punisher one to compare this to.
I had seen the Punisher 2004 Punisher with
Yeah, Thomas Jane. Yeah. John Travolta is the bad guy.
Yeah, that movie. Yeah, I have to say with Dolph Lundgren, not one of his best movies, but it's somewhat okay.
I even find it hard to say okay. I don't know.
Are you talking about the Thomas Jane Punisher? Did you see that video?
I've seen it before. Dirty Laundry. Yeah, I've seen it before.
No. It was like an interview with Thomas Jane.
Oh, a new one?
Yeah, because I think it was only done about 6 days ago, sort of thing, where he says that when they started the Punisher film and that, like, it was set somewhere else, but when John Travolta got the part...
Oh, yeah, you were talking about this the other day, that it was his summer home. That's where his summer home was. So he wanted to film close to his summer home.
Yeah. And so they had to change from wherever they were going to film to California or
Sounds like a Hollywood guy.
wherever, like John Travolta was living. Well, close by, not on his grounds,
Just close by, yeah. It's like it's
quite
like
close by.
it's like if you play for a team in Chicago, right? So you got to move somewhere near Chicago so you can make the commute all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I would say quite close by because he's a pilot, and so as long as it was close enough for an hour flight, he didn't mind.
But thank you guys for joining me for wrapping up the Punisher series.
Thanks for the
I
invite.
appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Raquel.
Okay. Okay. I'm Raquel SSG. I do hangouts. Also I do art in my channel as well. Also I'm getting back to reviews on my channel, hopefully soon. Also on my gaming channel, I do play video games like Gotham Knights, Hogwarts Legacy. So check me out on those two channels.
Thanks for coming through. Much
Thank you.
appreciated, and hope you have a happy 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Raquel, have you changed your avatar? Say.
A friend of a friend that did this avatar for me. Thank you so much. His name is Yitzy Lemons.
Oh yeah, he did mine.
Mm-hmm.
My normal.
Oh yeah, your RoboCop with the cowboy hat one, right?
Yeah, the one that's an illustration. He drew that.
Well, thank you, Raquel. Darius.
He's great. Yeah. You'll catch me here, and Saturday nights, except when we have to change to Wednesday once in a while, but mostly Saturday.
Well, the Wednesdays are going to be I'll get into that a little bit later on about Wednesdays, but
okay. But yeah, and you can usually catch me Monday afternoons. I'm that 70s rock fan helping Brian. And the rest of the time, everyone thinks I'm dead. So, yeah, this is fun. I enjoy doing this.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Finally seen them all. Very satisfied.
Thanks
I just got to watch the Netflix.
I'd say, give it your own chance, whether you decide you like it or not.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for hanging out, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Jens.
Yeah. Well, I need to do a video on my review of Extraction 2, but I've released a video on the review of that food bar, and I'll be doing a live stream hopefully on Tuesday, like between 12 and 2 Greenwich Mean Time, which is about 7 and 9 Eastern, I think 6 and 8 Central sort of thing. And I've got a Twitter account at 27A Pedersen.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out, bro. Go down to Tommy. Thank you, Tommy.
Rorschach's Journal, 7/2/2023. Once again, watched one of the worst Punisher movies that I think I've ever seen in my life. The thing has really made my ass sore, and I'm almost worried that I'm going to wind up getting squid ass from sitting here watching this piece of trash. Never watch it again. Will not compromise. Hey guys, what's going on? Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. Just recently had a milestone. I did an impromptu stream, which
congrats, brother. Congrats.
Yeah, it's 1,700 subs. I mean, I didn't think it was going to happen. I knew I was going to pass 1,700 subs before I'd even get close to monetization because YouTube absolutely despises me. I am still the most hated guinea pig on YouTube. I have more subs than I have watch hours. Go figure that one out. Still having a lot of fun doing the toy reviews. And of course, the pigs have their spotlight on the channel as well. And of course, we're doing all the BattleBot stuff, which, thank you to everybody that stops by and watches the BattleBots and does the requested fights, because we have a lot of fun putting them together. Matter of fact, we got a couple more that we got to do because we just got more requests. Thank you all for stopping by and supporting the Guinea Pig Collective. We do appreciate it. Remember, never let anybody tell you what you can or can't say, what you should or should not think, because your compliance and your silence gives consent. Later, y'all.
Thank you, brother, for hanging out.
No, thank you, sir. Thank you for doing these, and thank you for coming back and doing these, man.
Yeah. There was bumps in the road, but so I'm gonna go down the line and say later, everybody, while I explain what I'm gonna be doing. Trina, thank you. Papa Cotton, RR, Darius, you're here. Raquel, you're here. So we can continue going down the line here. So next week I am doing a movie on Saturday, but in the middle of the week on Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a review of. We're going to be doing reviews of a wrestling show on MTV from 2007 called Wrestling Society X. We're going to be watching 2 episodes per week and giving our reviews on them on Wednesday. But I will be back here doing another movie next week. Moira, thank you. Darius, you're here again. Darius, you were here a lot. Fester, my good friend Fester. Salvatore Spano. Guinea Pig Menace. Oh, I wonder who that could be. And Keely Chow popped in at the end. Hello, Keely Chow. So next week's movie is 1994, starring Ice-T, Surviving the Game. Awesome fucking movie. Just to let you already know how I feel about it. But everyone, I hope you have a good 4th of July. I don't know if I should wish that to you, Jens, because circumstances and history. But thank you guys for joining me.
We do appreciate your contributions for making this 4th of July happening, Jens.
Yeah. Thank you, Jens. All right, folks. Later.
Later, y'all.
Good night.
Right.
Week.